Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we will be flipping through my finished coloring book of Color in Heaven Calendar 2020. This was in the top 10 coloring books to finish challenge, so this is the first one that I have finished from that challenge. So this is the book that I finished. I did a lot of this. Some of this I did on live stream, some of it I did off camera. So I have decided not to cover the front page of the calendar. So here are the images as we proceed them. So you will get this one, which I colored with, I don't remember what I colored with them, which brand, but I know I used a lot of different colored pencils for them. So, and I think this first one is by Desti at CDS. So she's an independent artist. So you guys have an understanding of how the pictures were given. Then you get this, right? Then you get the January one. That's this one. Now this one I had a hard time doing the skin tone because I wanted to do the skin. I also had a hard time doing the fur. Fur is always a problem for me because I don't color too many animals. So I wanted to try and get the skin right and the thing right, so I had a hard time with doing this one. So this one was kind of one that got me stuck on the calendar for a while. So that was January, and that was by Nelek Schumacher. You know her as Hollow Moon. That's what her name is on Etsy, I believe, Hollow Moon. And this one is Christine Karen. You know her for her fairies and many various things that she's done. So I like this one. You know, I did the girl first, and then I was like, okay, what color can I do that? So I actually wanted the wings to be darker, but I think the light colored, I accidentally picked up this color. I didn't need to pick up this color, but I figured, you know what, it worked very well with the colors. It actually made this image pop a little bit more. That was February. March is Kelly O'Gorman. Her pictures are always so much fun to do. I don't have a whole lot of Kelly O'Gorman in my collection. I think I have maybe one book by her, one or two books by her in my whole entire collection. So this was a lot of fun, and I had forgotten what color I colored her hair. So, you know, I start off with hair and sometimes I forget, and then I don't come back to that book for a really long time. I need to stop doing that with a lot of the books. Now this one is by Kanuko Ogusa. You know him as the guy who does Manu de Bun Hair and all those cute little animal Asian books that he does. So I started this and then stop. This was like my stop image. So I wanted to make the rabbits and the ducks I tried to get them to be realistic colors, but then I realized that wasn't gonna work. So just do it the best I could do with different pencils. I believe they used like 5 or 6 different brands on that picture. Now this is a Micah Jelena one. I love Micah Jelena. I have a couple of books by her. I have had a couple of PDFs over the years from her. So this one I did with Prismas and Polys, I believe. And I think maybe some Schrift Farbers. I used up this one. This is the Selena Fenech one. Now this one I started, stopped. So this one I had a lot of fun doing, but it was also a little bit of, because there was a lot of finer detail in this one. I mean, I know you guys can't really see it from the viewpoint of view, but there was a lot of details in this picture. So, but I used a lot of different pencils. I think I definitely used my Prismas, my Polys, and I think I used my Holbeins also, and I definitely used my Schrift Farben on the wood. The woods, I used my Schrift Farben. So, and I believe I finished that on camera. This one I did on camera too. This is June. This is by Anne Stokes. Now, Anne Stokes does a lot of dragons and mythological books. She does fantasy, but her books are a little bit on the pricey side if you can find them. They are beautiful, but they are on the pricey side. I'm not crazy about the paper, but there's nothing that Anne can do about that, so keep that in mind. But this has like a lot of, but the thing about Color in Heaven is that I love their paper for their books. Now this is Zan Von Zed. He does that Ladies of Leisure, so think I was trying to do Medusa, and that didn't really work very well. Just trying to think of a Medusa. I should have colored the skin green. That would have worked better. But that was not to be. I'm not that brave yet to do that color skin. Then this is White Stag, and this, you know White Stag is the Misfits person who does those Misfits books. So I did this. I thought the sea was dark enough. So I definitely used the Prisma for her tail. This I used the Prisma. This clouds were polys. The sea was luminance. I'll tell you, the blue was luminance. Yeah, that was luminance. I remember that because I had such a hard time finding a blue that was dark enough but not that wouldn't overpower everything. This we also did on camera on a live stream because I was trying to finish the book, so I did this on a live stream, and this is by Ines Guerrero. Now, Ines Guerrero got her fame off of doing One Color in Heaven image. A lot of people ended up loving the image so much that they went out and bought the book, the Color in Heaven magazine, for it. Now, this was the very first one I ever did in this book, and we did this during a live stream. I think we did this when I first got it, and I don't know when I got it. I probably got it late 2019, early 2020. But I definitely remember doing this as a full picture. It definitely was a color your hoard because this was the very first one I did. I did it as a, this is Hannah Lynn. We all know Hannah Lynn. I love these pictures in this book, so when I'm done flipping through, I'll take this book and make sure it's on my Pinterest. So then this is Adele Lorraine. Now, many of you guys don't know Adele Lorraine. Adele Lorraine is known as Meadowhaven on Etsy and on some of her Twitter accounts. But she also had a book called Meadowhaven that was a Kickstarter book. Now, the Kickstarter book is no longer available, which I happen to have the Kickstarter book. But if you want it, she sells it as a PDF. She was selling it as a PDF. I don't know if she's still selling it as a PDF or not. So that was, and it was Christmas, so I decided, like, because it was a Christmas vibe, I wanted to make it as sweet as possible with sweet colors, but also make it very green, and you know, and that, and then I think that is the very end of the book. So this is the back cover of the calendar. So I am very proud of the fact that I have finished this book or calendar. So happy coloring, everybody. I hope you guys have enjoyed this flip through. Bye, everybody.